my freedom, you're the song I sing, you're my melody, my everything, you set me free. Since 8 years, non-stop, we've been on the road. We've been in 63 countries, on 5 continents. We do not work for money. We don't have a bank account. We don't have savings. We don't have a cell phone. We do have a website now with our music that people can download for free. We are not religious, but we live the original message of Jesus. We see Jesus as an activist, a lover of God, a lover of people. Somebody who stepped out and wanted to be love, be the truth, be the way of life. And we actually follow him like a non-religious role model. We don't see God as a religious entity. Part of a new society already. People who walk with God are the beginning of a new society. You know, Abraham started a whole new society. I mean, there's millions of people who look back to Abraham now with great admiration for his pioneer spirit to just step out to walk with God. You know? Well, we can all do the same. We can all walk with God into a new society, into a new way of interacting with each other and with God. So that's pretty much where we're at. There's some very big changes needed. And we, the love people, are growing into being citizens of the new society of love. We see ourselves as part of the global people of love. Do you want to explain what the global people of love are?
Because people are always interested in finding out where are you from, where were you born. Of course, with the place where you were born, there comes a certain heritage, and everybody has to sort out their own heritage. Every heritage has good aspects and bad aspects, and we have to choose the good and try to overcome the repercussions of the bad aspects. That's okay, that's everybody's homework, but by choice we are members of the people of love, and that has nothing to do with passport nationality. And the beautiful thing is that we meet them all over the world. We meet the people of love in every culture, in every social strata, in every age group, in every race. The people of love are people of love because of their choices of the heart. And that's very beautiful. I feel very privileged also that we can live this way. Many people, they say, oh, that takes a lot of courage to live like you do not know where you're going to sleep. What are you going to eat next meal? Well, yes, in a way, yes, but really it is about learning to trust our Maker, that we really can trust God. God is so wonderful, and everything that happens in our lives, and in your life too, is for good purpose. Even the things that seem to be difficult, and especially the ones that seem difficult, there's something very precious in that. And so this is certainly true for our pilgrimage. We've been privileged to learn so many beautiful things. So we learn to walk so close with God. And that's why this recipe of doing it the way Jesus did it is so effective in teaching you to come very close to God. Because when you have your own securities, your own safe 4 walls, or however many walls you have to call your own, and your own finances to take care of yourself, you can't really learn this complete trust. Yes. There are people in this system who love God with their hearts, and they mean well. But this level of trust you can only learn if you do it that way. And so I'm very thankful. I feel very privileged that we can learn it that way.
It's also when people lose their contact with God, they also lose sensitivity in social interaction. It's kind of a pattern, with rare exceptions, that the more affluent a person becomes in the commercial society, and the more powerful, the more socially insensitive they unfortunately become, with exceptions, but they're very rare. The general direction is that affluence, prosperity, and power in this commercial society, in the money society today, tends to make you more and more insensitive to the needs of others. So the structure, the basic structure of this society is elementally wrong. We need a different society where we all have street experience, we all are willing to suffer, to embrace our neighbor, to meet another person's needs. And that's again where Jesus as a social role model, non-religious role model. I say it again, really has been so helpful for us, and his energy is certainly real. Like anybody can call on that energy of Jesus and get the strength to leave the commercial system and become strong, like somebody with a direct connection with God. So that's definitely worth trying.
The next station for you?
Well,
Yeah, it will probably be another city here in Turkey, but we don't know. It's something really that is also another part of the beautiful school that we're in. We're learning to draw the guidance from God on a daily basis. Sometimes it comes down to when we're in a city, we don't know anybody and we don't know where to go. Okay, where now? Straight, right, left. And so it is like that every day. So we don't know. We are here now in Istanbul. It's a huge city, so there's many people to meet here.
yes.
We will probably go to some other city in Turkey, but we don't know yet.
For sure, by your trips, you face sometimes bad situations,
Yes.
difficulties, sometimes temptation, bad people.
It's amazing the protection we have from God because you're right, we have been in many situations that were potentially very dangerous. Where sometimes we were in cities where we didn't have a place to stay and we didn't have money for a hostel, and it was a city that was crime-ridden with gangs roaming the streets at night. And God always kept us. He always opened some door or He kept us in some way. And as if we were in Africa, we were speaking with many people in the streets in big cities like Johannesburg, downtown center, where most white people will tell you, don't go there, it's dangerous for a white person. And we had the most beautiful time there talking with people all day. And people taking us into their homes and people coming to us asking for prayer. And we even had, twice I personally had somebody coming to me asking for prayer because he was a gang member and had killed some people, and they said, please pray for me, I want another life. It's very beautiful, very, very touching. So God protects us, and it's very amazing to feel sometimes it's tangible, really, this forceful of protection that we feel.
The protection of God around you,
We
like
can
a
feel
tent
it.
or something.
Yes.
It's amazing. You know, there's about 7 billion of individuals on this earth. As long as you can meet with an individual, you know, there's always a very good chance for peace. You know, because people are people, they go through life, they suffer, we can relate to one another. The problem is more when people succumb to an institution. Like, the majority of the world's nations are police states, where the people are in fear and trembling of the police, and it's organized like that. The police is underpaid, and they put people in jail. You have to pay a bribe to get out. Africa is like that. South America, many nations are like that. You know, so the danger is always on this earth for an activist that he suffers for the sake of his righteousness at the hands of institutionalized dictatorship. That is by far globally the biggest problem. Not crime, not from individuals that are pressed against the wall and need to make a living, so they steal something or they attack someone. You can always, with the Spirit of God, you can always develop a rapport with people like that, and understanding. And people recognize when you have nothing, when we have nothing. We're like everybody's brother, like that.
No money.
That's not normal. But also,
Where are you from?
We are pilgrims. We were born in Germany, but we are walking with God.
thank you. That's very kind.
God bless you. Thank you. Allah sizi korusun.
Yes. So it's important for the activists of love to share their experiences with one another and to adopt the mentality. Again, Jesus was really amazing. His willingness to suffer for the truth, to suffer for brotherhood, to suffer for love. He had an amazing attitude when he was murdered. He was murdered. He was executed like a criminal for trumped up charges, false reasons. He took it so well. I relate to it very much, to the death and resurrection story of Jesus, because we wake up in the streets. A fair amount of time we sleep in the streets. And nobody wants to take us into the house and help us in any other way. We find a corner somewhere, we have to, And when we wake up the next morning and we're still alive, I'm resurrected. It's my new life. It's a new start, There's millions of refugees who live like that, How could I not have to sleep in the streets sometimes if I want to find out about the realities of life? How could I not suffer hunger sometimes, I know there's millions of people who fear for their lives every day because they're in some horrible war zone which has been established for financial profit somewhere, Awful, And our life, we suffer sometimes. We have it also very good. People treat us like kings sometimes, walk with God, and get to know God by walking with Him outside of a commercial society. There's millions of people who don't have a job. They sell cigarettes in the street, chewing gum to feed themselves or their kids. Allow God to make your life His message. And God will take you on. He will amplify your spirit. He will make you strong so you'll be a voice, a social influence. People will receive you. Some people will reject you, and you will grow through that rejection. You will grow in character, like Mahatma Gandhi initially encountered terrible rejection. He was mistreated by the so-called authorities and the institutionalized power system. And he suffered through that, and he became Mahatma, the great soul. Everybody can become a great soul. You just have to embrace life. In my opinion, embrace life, embrace God, and embrace your neighbor. Fully. Do it.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.